morning, good morning, good morning. I am so excited to be here with you all today. I'm telling you, we are getting ready for the close out of our April series, the growth series, the Grow Girl Grow theme of the month of April. And I'll be honest with you, kind of sad to see it go. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling in the chat here. I it's so much more that just kept coming through. So I said, well, I'll put a pause in it. We'll come back to it. But let me know how y'all are feeling in the growth season. Crystal said it's been great. She said it's been amazing. Thank you, Crystal, for joining. Crystal is she gets an award today. She's been to all four of the April series. I think you right, haven't you, Crystal?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Yes, yes. She's been to all four of the April series, the growth series, and today will not disappoint. Um, as we close out today's this month's theme. It's going to be amazing. Monica said it's been a blessing. What I want you to do right now is just take a moment to share the link with somebody. Just share the link, share it, just send a quick blurb. Girl, jump on this real quick. Just I'm going to give you 60 seconds to think of someone, whether they join or not. Just think of them and get them on here. Even though this is the close out the session today, it won't matter. It'll still be right on time. It's not like they would have missed anything and can't catch it. They'll be able to catch what I'm putting down today. So I'm excited. I am excited. I am excited. And so I'll give you a second to do that. Everybody, let me know. Make sure you can hear me okay. Everything's going well. I will announce, though, while we're waiting on you to text someone and let them know to jump on this morning, I will let y'all know that there's been some growth and that starting in the month of May, I will be on camera. Y'all don't, but I will be on camera. Let me know what you're thinking about that. Let me know what you're feeling. You don't have to do anything differently. You don't have to, you don't have to, you keep doing you. I'm going to be on camera starting next week. And I'll tell you, it is really for the purpose of the replays that will occur for our replays. We do want to be able to engage those who are not fortunate enough to be here in the energy of us when we're live. But I want to, and it's a point of growth for me, honestly. So I want each one of you to take a moment this morning to let me know, have you had a point of growth? Up until this point, has anyone noticed anything different about yourself? Anything, we talked about growth. We have talked about looking at our environment. We talked about the soil matters. We talked about becoming aware of what we're watering, that what we water is what grows. Has anybody had any aha moments? Have you just had any second? Thank you, Casey said it's remarkable. Has anyone had an aha moment? You can just put it in the chat if you don't want to come on live. Just put it in the chat. Say, hey, this is what shifted, or I had a couple of things. Just give us some insight so we can be there with you in your growth journey. If there's anything that shifted for you, even in a small way, maybe just how you look at things, maybe just how you have kind of seen something that's old in your life, but you've seen it in a new way, or you become curious about something um, in your life and whether or not it gets to stay, or maybe you haven't even decided, but you're looking at something that may or may not be serving you the way you need it to anymore. If that's the case, let us know. Let us know. let us know. So here's the thing. Even small awareness is growth, right? Even small awareness is growth. So we get to decide our pace. Sometimes we are rah, 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 and we ready for it. And we have what I call growth spurts, which was actually the other session that I wanted to do. But anywho, we're gonna move off of growth, y'all. But yeah, that was the other thing is sometimes we have growth spurts, just like our kids, their growth spurts in them, in their behavior sometimes, um in their body, in their physical growth. So yeah, we all have growth spurts even as adults. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to when you're ready to grow, when you're ready to grow. So let's bridge it up today. Let's cross this bridge because once you start growing and once you become aware, you start to notice things. You start to notice when you're working on something or growth is in sight or growth is underway. You start to notice something else. And that thing is what's getting in the way. We start to notice what's getting in our way. So listen, over the weekend, I was working on my vegetable garden. I haven't gotten as far as I would like to, but I'm making progress and I'm proud of it. So, as I was working on it, there were some layers of old barriers. And then when you're growing a garden, you we have to make sure that it's it's fabric, it's black landscaping fabric that goes down at the lower level of your soil. And the purpose of that, some people use cardboard, some people use both. And the purpose of that barrier cloth underneath the soil is to block the weeds. It's to block the weeds from growing in your good seeds, from growing in your garden that you want to thrive and you want it to get beautiful and bloomy and full and you want to eat off of this beautiful lettuce and tomatoes and all of those things. But if left alone, you just go out there and throw it out there in the ground, guess what? It's going to suffer. In fact, it'll be choked out by weeds in a matter of time, no matter how good your soil is. So even with good soil, the right plants, the right seeds, proper watering, weeds will grow. They will still grow. And not just grow. They compete. They take up space. They become a pest, a nuisance, an annoyance. You spend more time dealing with pulling the weeds up than enjoying the gardening process. They choke out what you're trying to grow. So here's the parallel. I had a moment. In that, realizing that that's what happens to us. That's what happens to us. Sometimes we're ready. We're ready for this growth. We excited about it even. Maybe the other end of that excitement is anxious but nervous, but gut nervous and gut anxious. But doggone it, still can't seem to make the progress that we want and deserve to make. So let's talk about that. What are weeds in our daily lives? Let's talk about that. You're probably already starting to think about just that visualization of weeds, probably even in your own grass, even if you're not growing a garden. You got clover leaves and dandelions and all of that, and you're trying to get yard of the year. The weeds won't let you be great. That's how weeds in our life do. That's exactly what they do. They choke out our growth. So think of weeds in life as anything that's choking out your growth. Say it real quick. Weeds are anything that's choking out my growth. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Weeds are anything that chokes out my growth. Everybody, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Weeds are anything that chokes out my growth. If you can't put it in the chat, if you're driving, just say it. Just say it. Weeds are anything that chokes out my growth. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more deeply. Let's dig into that. Let's dig into that a little bit more deeply. So weeds could look like a lot of things. Our growth can be choked out by people. Yeah, people can choke out your growth. Monica said we have problems and situations in life that we don't tend to. So the weeds are anything that chokes out my growth. If we don't tend to it, it will grow. Even ignoring it or avoiding it or trying to deal with it and yeah, all of those things, tolerating these weeds, choking out our beautiful garden, choking out our blooming season, choking out our harvest. So this is the part where you pick up your journal, you pick up your notepad, you start to speak aloud if you're in the car. This is that part right now because I want you to start really getting deep into this on this Monday morning. And as I say that, I feel the need for an exhale because we're going to go in this morning, y'all. So breathe it in and breathe it out. Do these fast and deep. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Now shake it off a little bit. Shake it off a little bit. Shake it off. Move your shoulders, move your neck around. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Because weeds can look like people. It could look like people that you love a whole lot too. It could look like people that have been with you for a long time. It could look like new people. It could look like people you're supposed to get along with. You're supposed to have a great relationship with. You're supposed to, but yeah, people, people. Now, we may come back to people because a lot's coming up with people. Is anybody getting some breakthroughs and some channeling over there when it comes to people? People who tell you what you can and can't do, what you're good at and what you're not good at. People who tell you you probably won't ever. That's hard. I don't know about that. People who try to put you in a box and keep you there. People who don't understand that you don't want to be the same person that you have been, that you are in a season of growth. And they challenge that because they want to see you be the same person, the person that they could walk over, the person that they could treat any kind of way, the person that they could take advantage of, the person that they knew would always be the yes person. So sometimes those weeds choke you out because they don't want to see your growth. Now, here's the other thing. Weeds can look like mindset. What is mindset? How you think and believe. Not what, but how. How you think and believe. Is your mindset always channeled onto, dialed into negativity, what you can't do, what you don't have, what somebody else already got, what you used to be able to do? A mindset of really limiting beliefs. Just limits. Every time you turn around, there's a reason why you can't, why it's not going to work, why it's a stuck positioning. Mindset is everything because the same token, a mindset that is set and dialed into growth, that's dialed into expansion, that's dialed into abundance, it's dialed into curiosity, it's dialed into unfolding, it's dialed into allowing, it's dialed into health and wellness and well-being. It's dialed into activity, action. A mindset that's dialed into progress. A mindset that's dialed into seeing the cup not half full, but overflowing before it gets there. A mindset that says, yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I do. A mindset that gives permission for next level. What is mindset? Thinking and believing. It's your system. It's your OS. It's how I think and believe. It's your operating system. You know what else that we don't recognize often as weeds that choke us out? Are parts of our own personality. It's not other people. It's us. It's easy to point the finger, but every finger you point, put the mirror up every day. Parts of our personality that has been with us so long, sometimes we say, well, this is the way I am. Take it or leave it. This is it. You get what here. Parts of our personality that we even took on for protection, for survival, out of hurt, trauma, and pain. We took on these elements of our personality and we've held on to them, being shy, not speaking up, not feeling like we are able to say anything that matters, not feeling like we matter. being in the background. And this is what we say. I don't like being on this. I don't like being in the front. I just put me in the back. But you're the one that's churning the engine. You have the ideas, you have the insight, you have the knowledge, but you don't speak up and you call it a part of your personality. Being snub, judgmental, finding fault in everything and everybody, critical. You know it when you see it. When every time somebody passes by, why she wear that to church? What was she thinking? And then we feel judgment about the things that we're doing. Guess what? There is a channel of judgment, personality, always knowing, wanting to be right. Parts of our personality that's heavy on the humility, really heavy on I don't want to stir up anything. I'm just going to be quiet. There's so many parts of our personalities that can be weeds. It's a whole weed infested part of, the garden itself, parts of our personalities. Your personality can change. You know that the brain is so nimble. The characteristics that we've taken on through life, getting beat up and pushed around, changes our personality from who we were in the beginning anyway. So some of us are holding on to these personality traits that really weren't a part of our original personality when we came through the womb, when we took our first breath. People, situations, circumstances shape your personality. Weeds, old experiences, getting burned in the past. I was talking with my daughter recently. She may not appreciate this, Sharon, but she'll get the replay. She'll be 25 this year. She's a nurse at Grady and doing really well in life and career. And one of her struggles has been relationships, finding somebody that she says is worth her time. And I will tell you, her picker is off, honey. Her picker is off. So it is few and far between. But she was just talking with me yesterday and she called me and she's like, "Mom, I'm just afraid. I'm just like, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling anxious. I'm afraid. I really like this dude. I really like him this time for real, Mom. He's decent. He's worth my time. He's somebody that seems mature and all these things. And she's like, but I feel myself doing the thing I do. And I'm like, what is that, body? I call her body. And she's like, I just can I don't even know how to put it in words, but I feel myself doing this thing where she said it's basically like self-sabotage, where I said, well, did he say anything? She said, yeah, he kind of did. And it's kind of like this kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just kind of playing it from both sides. And I said, baby, I understand it. It's probably something that you picked up along the way. We all struggle sometimes with vulnerability, with being open, with showing our hand because of old experiences and past traumas. And all of that is ground up and churned and steeped in one of the biggest weed patches that we can have is fear. Fear. Fear of what's bad. Fear of what's good. Fear of what's going too fast. Fear of what's not supposed to happen. Fear of what may happen. And that ain't living. Part of that is steeped. Oh, we tilling this weed ground. Oh my goodness. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is like weed growth serum because you can't make a move if it's not perfect. You can't do a thing, take a step, try being vulnerable. Because what if something goes wrong? What if it's not right? If it's not perfect, I can't do it at all. I don't want no parts of it. And perfectionism will keep you from putting out the application, from taking the chance, from saying yes to a date or a second date. Perfectionism keeps us in jobs and places that we have outgrown. Why is that? Because at least I know this, and I can do this with my eyes closed. Or I know this person, and I know how to manage this. Unwilling to take a chance on it being less than perfect. That's all perfectionism is. It's a chance on relationships, a chance on career, taking a chance on picking the wrong paint and have so you don't paint at all. You can't get stuck. You know what it's stuck in? Overthinking. Overthinking everything. Overthinking the things that don't require that much thought. Overthinking. A form of fear, a form of perfectionism, a form of anxiety and comparison. Comparison. Comparison of what others are doing, what others have, what others have already accomplished. Comparison, even comparing this you to the old you. You could compare yourself to yourself. I used to, when I, back in the day, comparison. A back in the day is back in the day. So if you don't have it all together, okay, well, so much for that. Comparison, perfectionism, fear, trauma, old experience, part of our personalities that no longer need to be part of our personalities, mindset, people, weeds, weeds, choking out growth. So listen, this is just not the judgment. It's no shame here. We are all in this together. And the thing about it is that a lot of times these things are not even loud. There's no buzzers, there's no alarms, there's no, alerts, there's no flashing lights. They're not always these things that we just talked about and more. I could have gone on and on and on, but these things don't always give us notice and notifications and announce themselves but they do show up if we start paying attention. If we start paying attention, we'll start to notice. Because these again, it shows up in how we think, how we respond, what we tolerate, and most importantly, y'all, in what you believe is possible for you. Mm. And what you believe is possible for you. So, hey, I want to say this very, very clearly. This is a point of breathing, actually. This is a point of breathing. Let's go into, let's just go into a little bit of box breathing right now. You remember this. This is 4 breaths in, hold it for four, 4 breaths out. Well, it's 1 breath, hold it for four, a count of four, and hold it after you breathe it. So here we go. Let's do 2 rounds of box breathing because I want you to get this. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. Breathe out. Hold it. Do it again on your own. Hold. Release. Hold. Last one. Hold. Release. Hold. Having weeds does not mean something is wrong with you. Okay? Having people, mindset, fear, trauma, perfectionism, limitations, compare doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. You know what it means? It means we're human. 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 And that we are living a human experience. Every day, the goings on of every day is an experience. It's the journey. It's a journey. These are experiences. It's not fixed and unshakable, unmovable, unreleasable. These are experiences. Everything is experiences. So here's the thing. It makes us so powerful, so powerful, so powerful. Because what we can do is simply be aware. Learn how to recognize these weeds in our human experience. Because we can't change what we don't recognize. We can't grow from what we don't recognize. Here's the thing. Here is the most powerful thing of all is that once we see it, though, once we identify this weed, we have a choice. Isn't that powerful? We have choice. We have choice in our human experience. Things seem like they happen to us and we have no say, but for every experience, there's choice. In a lot of ways, honestly, and this is deeper than I wanted to go, we co-create our experiences. So let's sit with this. Sit with this. If you have the opportunity to write this, if you can't write it, just say it. Ask the question. What might be quietly choking out my growth right now? What may be quietly choking out my growth right now? Somebody put it in the chat if you can. What might be quietly choking out my growth right now? Just put the question in. Ooh, Monique said stress. Stress.
Dr. Jada, can I share?
Yes, please.
So, and this is, I was thinking about what you said about, overthinking is fear, it's all of that. So I went to the doctor last week, and
Hmm.
I'm 8 pounds heavier than I was this time last year. And Dr. Jada, I work out all the time.
I know you do.
I felt bloated, I felt uncomfortable. So when I went to the doctor, she said, seems like your asthma is getting worse. And she touched my stomach. She said, your stomach is hard. So they've got me on Prilosec and everything. It was stress. All
Mm,
I've actually lost half of that 8 pounds because
mm.
I started drinking more water. I stopped letting all this stuff stress me out. I can't
Yes.
be everything to everybody.
Cannot. Cannot.
Um, Stress is killing us.
Yeah. Say it
It is
again.
killing us.
Say it again for the people way, way, way in the back.
It is causing heart disease, and my blood pressure was low. All of it was my breathing. I wasn't sleeping, and I realized I wasn't sleeping because I didn't feel good. So I
Mm,
went back, I take my vitamins, I go back. I was like, okay, I can't change that. I can't control that. I have to let that go. But I realized my weed that was choking me out is stress. And
stress.
if I did not get it together, stress was going to kill me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. And Monica said it earlier. We have problems and situations in life that we don't tend to, and that is ourselves. So thank you for sharing that. Anybody else feeling Monique? If you're feeling that, put in the chat, Yana, Y-A-N-A. You are not alone. Put a capital Y-A-N-A, a lowercase Y-A-N-A. If you felt that, put it in the chat. Yana, you are not alone. So let's start looking at this stuff daily, weekly. Do an inventory, a checklist. Put yourself on your own things to do list. Here's another question I have for you. Here's another question. Write this down. What keeps showing up even when I am? I'm putting it in the chat for y'all. I asked somebody to do it. Come on, y'all. When I am trying to move forward. What keeps showing up even when I'm trying to move forward? You know what it is. Get out of denial. You know what it is. Because every time you try to move forward, this weed keeps showing up. What is it? Are we growing this season? Are we growing? Or will we be choked out by weeds? It's your choice. It's your choice. Got another question for you. Here's the question. What have I normalized that may not be supporting me? What have I normalized? I made this a norm. What stress have you normalized? Oh, I'm stressed. Oh, I'm always stressed. That's just a day in the life. That's how my life is set up. That's normal for me. Yeah, you would be too. If you had my husband, my kids, my job, my responsibilities, my daughter, you be stressed out too. Normalize, but it's breaking you down. But it's normal, and we're okay with it. Killing us slowly, maiming us slowly. So, what is it that you've normalized that may not ain't working? It's just not working. So, listen, we got to position ourselves for growth. We have to position ourselves for growth. Herein comes the weed killer. We got the soil, we got the water, we have the seeds, we have the plants. We got to pull the weeds, y'all. That's positioning yourself for growth. You know what? When you're planting the garden, the first thing you put down is the weed barrier. You don't put that on the top after everything has grown high and tall. It doesn't go on the top. It's the first layer. It's the foundation. That goes down before you even put soil down. It goes even underneath the soil, the barrier for the weed growth. You know why? Because it is positioning the garden for healthy growth. So that barrier creates space. It directs energy. It allows what should grow to actually thrive. And that's what this looks like in our lives. So let's position ourselves to grow as we close out this growth series, positioning our time differently. Position your energy intentionally. Position yourself in aligned environments. Positioning your mindset toward possibility. Possibility, not perfectionism, possibility. Positioning your boundaries as your support. Let's close out with this powerful statement of I am positioning myself for the life I say that I want. I am positioning myself for the life that I say that I want. So growth doesn't happen by accident. You can't accidentally walk out and have a thriving vegetable garden. Every time I come out and look at my mint, which is so good, y'all, I put some in my tea this morning. Y'all know I planted at least started my herbs. My mint is so good. My cilantro is so good. I put some mint in, and it's just growing and growing. But every time I turn around, it needs some water to keep growing. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's not just because I said it and forget it. Doesn't work that way. Has to be tended to. Growth happens when you become aware, you shift your environment, choose what you nurture, recognize what's in the way, where are the weeds, and then position yourself intentionally. So let that sit. As we move into the month of May, we're going to shift. Oh, I wanted to stay on growth a little bit longer, but that's okay. We're going to find our way back to growth. I have so much more. I'm actually working on a growth workbook, so y'all stay tuned for that. I told you I was going to send it, give you some pages, and it just wouldn't do it justice unless the whole workbook is there. So stay tuned for that. We're going to shift from growth to becoming. Yes, becoming. So this week, just ask yourself, where do I need to reposition myself? You've been planted, you've been nurtured. Now position yourself for what's next. Monica said, this has been so good. This has been the best session. Yes. Oh, yes, Monica. Yes, Monica. Y'all feeling it? Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hey, we got to position ourselves. Monique said, yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I'm so glad. I am so glad that you took time out of your morning to be here. Thank you, Casey. I'm so glad y'all took time to be here each session and especially today. We will get the replay out. If you know somebody who could, just listen in and lean into this, please share it where it will be on the YouTube channel at DRJADAMD. I'm going to exhale y'all out because we're about 3 minutes past our time and I know y'all have a whole life to live. But don't rush through this today. Y'all let this sink and sit in and listen to the replay. Listen to the replay yourself. I know you heard it once, but just listen to the replay and just know a couple of people reached out to me. Crystal, I don't know if you're still on here. I'm going to Crystal reached out to me. Sorry, Crystal. But anyway, a couple of people reached out because they want to go a little bit deeper and inquired about some one-on-one. If that's something that you may be considering for yourself, some one-on-one work. I think the link, I'm going to put it here, Excel something, something, something. I got to put it. Y'all bear with me. If y'all need to go, you can go. If this doesn't pertain to you, session is over. Deep breath, in and out. Tune out, tune out. Goodbye. Go in peace. Not goodbye, but until later, until next Monday. Y'all go and position yourselves for growth. Everyone is welcome to exhale out. I'm just going to put this in there for people who want this link.